guys, I'm CJ.
And I'm Robbie.
Ragamuffins back here. Welcome back to our channel. So it's been a while. We've had a lot happen. We had filmed a video at the game convention and it never got posted. I never got a chance to edit it. Between the tornadoes and then the loveliness that is Corona, we are stuck.
Which kind of sucks because we just got full time out of the house. So we had to collapse the pop-up down, take it over to my mom's house. And we've been here since because we can't go to state parks, we can't go anywhere.
Yeah, Corona has everything shut down, at least in Tennessee. I know it does in a couple other states. So we are full-time in the pop-up, but we're not traveling.
Updates. We have purchased our solar.
Yes. I'm excited. It should be here within the next 30 days. It was out of stock. We have started converting our home base, which is just a cabin that we are converting into a tiny home. We have all the insulation in that done. What else have we done? I know we've done more.
It's been a really slow one.
Yeah, Corona's kind of got us all on standstill. We got tested today. My father-in-law has it, so we're trying to, keep things under control, make sure we don't.
The one house that we crash, they ends up having it, so.
Yeah, that's our luck. The weather's been
pretty nice.
Yeah, it's had its days where we had to have the heater back on. It snowed. If you saw our Instagram channel, you saw it snowed in April in Tennessee. Not something I ever thought I would say. We just cleaned, fully cleaned for the first time in longer than I care to admit.
We spent the last two weeks making face masks.
Yes, nothing but face masks from about 6 a.m. until about 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So things have slowed down a little bit. We got the house cleaned today. We are going to be doing some remodeling, finally.
And hopefully I'll be back to work soon so we can get some money saved up. Because we're going on a big trip in end of August.
Beginning of September, somewhere around that area.
Yeah, we'll be gone for at least 2 to 3 weeks. If you have any suggestions where we should go, feel free to drop them. We're going to Colorado. That's kind of like our goal.
Yeah, to work our way up towards Colorado. If we hit Colorado, great. If we don't,
yeah, with it getting to the heat of the year, or especially in August, I've heard it's gorgeous out there.
Hang on, there's a train.
Yeah, we have a lovely train that you'll be able to hear.
Yes. I may have to edit this out. We'll find out.
But I've read a few things on some stuff to do in Colorado. All the main stuff.
Tourist stuff.
Gardens of Gods. If you have any
suggestions on what we should do while we're there.
That's really cool. That's, not something that a tourist would do. Please let us know, because that's the whole reason we're doing this, so we can share with other people as well.
Another update, our toilet. Awesome update. But we have the Lavo dry flush toilet. Love it. We'll highly recommend it. I think it is amazing.
It costs a little extra. Well, it costs a little extra money on both ways.
But it's actually it's cheaper than a composting toilet, but you have to continuously buy refills.
And we've kind of seen where we go through. Since I've been off and out of work, we go through about 2 a week.
Yeah.
But whenever I'm at work, usually one a week.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that we're stuck here. So it's not like, we can go to the bathroom in public places because everywhere is closed. So I think once we're traveling again and we can use public restrooms, I don't think we'll go through as many. But smell-wise, I haven't noticed anything. The smell disappears pretty quick.
Yeah. As soon as you flush it and seals it up, it's pretty much gone.
Yeah, the only suggestion I have is if you do have it, is to use cat litter. If you pee, it just kind of gives it something a little more solid to flush. But we've hit the...
And us personally, which I try to pee outside if I have to, but if she pees, she'll usually pee 2 or 3 times before flushing.
Yeah. The saying, if it's yellow, let it mellow, I never thought that would be something I did.
But we also use cat litter.
Yes.
You wouldn't just let it sit just by itself.
No, definitely use cat litter. It helps with any smells. It helps with any moisture. So that's a big update that we said we would do. The other thing I know we talked about, I don't know if it got posted, I think it did, was our backpack.
Which,
The one we took to the game convention.
I'd have to double check.
I think it got posted, but we absolutely loved it. We carried it the entire weekend. We traded it off. It was comfortable for both of us.
For the next probably 2 or 3 weeks, YouTube's probably going to be kind of quiet because there's really nothing that we can, get out and do and video on. But we are still trying to post regularly on
Instagram, yeah.
On Instagram.
Instagram, it's 1 to 2 posts daily. We go live sometimes, and I'll post videos every so often on there.
If there's anything that we're not talking about, hit us up in the comments, ask, we'll try to make sure we touch base on them on our next video.
Yeah. Coming up soon will be a renovation video. I think we finally decided what we want to do in here. We've been in here full time about 2 months, and we were in here part time, about 3 months before that?
Something like that.
So,
well, it was basically the only thing we didn't do whenever we were in here part time
was the bathroom.
We cooked in here, we slept in here. Whenever I got home from work, I came directly out here. Whenever I was at work, she was in here.
Yeah.
I mean, so we were just basically,
using the bathroom.
Yeah, because we already had everything packed up from the house. Everything was already in storage or gone to Goodwill. But, it's official. We are out of the house completely.
Yeah, so I think we finally decided the theme we're going for in here, the look we're going for in here. I think we finally settled on that. So that'll be coming up soon. Now, there's something else to talk about tonight. Goals and dreams. We've been seeing a lot of posts on Facebook, people asking, is it possible to go full-time in a pop-up? Is it probable?
Is it ideal? Depends on the person.
Yeah, it depends on the situation. For us,
it depends on...
we love it.
It depends on the person's needs and their wants. Our needs are obviously different than other people's. What irritates me is whenever someone says, well, someone made a comment saying, well, I could have done that for 2 months and that's all y'all been doing. Like, well, then do it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere.
It's easy for someone to say that you can't do it that's not doing it.
Now, for example, the person that was talking about it said they have disabilities and they have medical conditions. Well, he uses a CPAP, so we have to have solar. We have to have some form of power in order for his CPAP to work. I have mental health issues, but doing this has relieved so much stress. I mean, I still have my issues, I still have my attacks, but how do I word it? It's not that they're not as severe.
I would say they're not as severe.
They're not as severe, but when they happen, they're still there. Mm-hmm. But it's not as often.
And it doesn't last as long.
Yeah, I think that's more of what it is. They don't last as long. I still have my panic attacks. I still have anxiety attacks. We finally figured out a sleeping situation because when we first got in here, we were sleeping long ways. And I felt very trapped because I'd have to climb over him to get out of bed. I couldn't handle it. So we finally rotated how we slept, and we haven't had a problem since.
Only downside is if you're over 6 feet, your feet hang off the bed.
Yeah.
Only downside.
Yeah.
So I kind of lay angled one way, and she lays angled the other way, and our feet kind of cross, but our feet are on the bed.
And somewhere in the middle of all of that is Rags, who is back here, knocked out cold.
But that's the biggest thing with me is I'm very big on chasing your dreams.
Yeah,
that's the reason we're doing this.
Another update. We were looking at property.
Oh, yeah.
We started looking at property. We were debating on, starting the homestead. Because eventually that's what we want to do is have a homestead. We've looked at 4 pieces of property.
2 hours away?
Yeah, we've driven 2 hours away 3 times now. Twice. And they kept falling through. And
only one of them felt like it was it, and we missed it by a matter of probably 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It sucked. But we kind of have to live our lives as if it's meant to be, it's going to happen.
Yeah, now keep in mind the property that we thought was it ended up with me covered in ticks. That was fun. End up in the bathroom of a gas station trying to get ticks off of me. Yeah, don't recommend it. But we kind of took the fact that we've missed 2 properties now by just a little bit of time. You know, we've kind of taken that as it's not meant to be. We're supposed to be traveling. So we've decided to get back on what our original plan was, which was to travel. You know, we want to go see all the national parks. I actually it'll be featured in a video at some point when I get it done. I got some fabric that's got all the national parks on it. I'm going to make a throw blanket for in here. You know, and I want to be able to look at that quilt and say, I've been to every single one of those places. You know, and having a homestead doesn't make that feasible. You know, we have to be able to travel. We have to be able to pick up and go and not worry about having, you know, a payment on a piece of property.
And we're fortunate enough to have a family member that will let us have a building that's converted, and whenever we come back, all we have to do is move in there.
Yeah.
And we don't even we're not hooked up to any powers after we get our solar.
Yeah, once solar comes in, we will no longer be hooked up to any power. The one thing we are having to do right now is use the hose in order to take showers.
Because Planet Fitnesses are closed.
Yeah.
And
thank you, Corona.
It wouldn't be an issue if we were able to go to National Forest, because if we had to, you know, we could rinse off, you know, fill up water from buckets. And
that's the other thing we bought. We bought our solar showers so that we no longer have to use the hose, because somebody here does not like cold showers.
Yeah.
At all. So we did buy our solar showers. We got 2 just so that we can, you know, both shower with warm water when we want to. But right now that's about what we're using, is the hose mainly for showers. And it hasn't been awful. It's been cold. But it works. You know, you got to shower somehow. So that's the one thing we are having to use right now. The other thing we're having to do is use the family members, you know, house for water, because Walmart has restricted how many people can get into the store, and it's just...
And in all honesty, it's just easier.
Yeah, it really is right now.
It's easier and safer.
Yeah.
What's the point of going out and exposing yourself if you can walk right into, you know, the people that you're around and get some water to fill up your water jug? We fill up like twice a week.
Yeah, and we really wouldn't have to fill up that much if we could just remember to take more than 1 jug inside. But we tend to forget until the last minute and take 1 jug in at 11 o'clock at night.
But I think for me, it's more of the safety factor over, you know, running to the store. Because, I mean, why? Because Walmart's restricting every, you know, 10 people in the store at a time. Why am I going to go up to Walmart and...
That's Slender.
And knock someone out that's, you know, needing food to get a jug of water?
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, once we're traveling, like full-on traveling, that'll be a different story. But we have decided we are taking the sink and the stove out, so that's going to give us a little more space. That is the other thing I wanted to order tonight, is the pump for our 5-gallon water jug. Okay. Good reminders to just video it. But yeah, so the other thing that I'm planning on trying to figure out, if anybody has any suggestions, please leave them below. Shoot me a message on Instagram. Is better organization for in here. Collapsible organization. Because what we have right now is great for being stationary, but once we have to start moving every 2 weeks, it's just not going to work. So we're trying to come up with ideas, things we can do.
We're learning on the fly.
Yeah. That is something that we've had to learn how to do, is adjust on the fly. You know, Corona kind of hit out of nowhere, and it kind of killed a lot of our plans. So we had to learn to adjust.
Originally, we had a cruise scheduled for...
We had 2 cruises.
Yeah, in August and September, we had a back-to-back, or almost back-to-back.
Yeah.
But we had 2 cruises scheduled, and we decided that it would be safer to not go on them and go social distance.
Somewhere in the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been an adjustment. You know, a lot of our plans have had to change. We've had to adjust on the fly. We've had to learn to work together more. You know, let's see if I can talk. We have always worked well together, but we're learning, when you're in such a small space together, you really do have to learn to work together. You have to learn how to maneuver around each other.
And it really sucks because we are limited to this yard.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing we were anticipating.
Right off the bat.
Because, you hear all the van lifers and everyone, traveling, this is just where you sleep.
And for us, where we eat right now when the weather's bad.
But this is just, this isn't where you live. You live outdoors. And not having the ability to go out and do stuff, I mean, it takes a toll on, your sanity.
Yeah. So what we did is we planted flowers.
Yeah.
Watch something grow. And it's one of those that, no, we're not going to be here all the time. But he is working full-time January through May. And so during that time, we'll be stationary. The rest of the year, we can travel. But, we decided to plant some flowers. We decided to spruce up the tiny house that we're building. Well, not building, converting is a better word. I'll post a picture on Instagram. There's a picture of him up in this loft trying to install insulation. That was amazing. Don't recommend it. If you can, hire somebody to do it. So, one of the things we also weren't anticipating is the sound of traffic. This road is pretty busy, so we hear horns, we hear traffic. There's a train, a block that direction that we hear all night long. So it's been an adjustment. But
it's 150% doable.
And it's 150% better than what we were doing.
Because what we were doing, it wasn't working for us.
No.
It was taking a toll on her mental health.
And it was taking a toll on our marriage, let's be honest. It's... With someone who suffers from mental health, being the caretaker like he is, that's a lot of stress. And when you're also stressing about bills and you're stressing about, every little thing that comes with a house, what could go wrong, what's going to happen to the plumbing, what's going to happen to the electricity.
And I'll tell you one thing, the only bills we have now are phone bill, car insurance, and health.
Yeah, our health insurance.
That's the only 3 bills we have.
Yeah. I mean, we have no car payments. We have a 2009 and a 2007, which we are looking at getting a better tow vehicle.
But it will be paid in cash.
Yeah, and that's the thing, since we went full time, it's not that we're making more money, we have less bills. And that's a big thing is, to have the same income but less bills, you can bank more money, you can save more money, and it feels like you're making more, even though you're not.
Well, I guess I could probably kind of shrink it down to you this way. We were paying about $1,100 a month for our mortgage. Mm-hmm. And, right off the bat, a little over, probably about $13,000 a year goes towards your home. Plus you have, your mortgage, you have your utilities, you have cable, internet, you have just all this stuff that piles up. You're probably spending $15,000 to $18,000 a year,
if not more.
And that's if nothing goes wrong in the house.
Yeah.
So I mean, that right there is over half of my income.
And then the house that we bought it knowing we were going to have to do renovations, so that was even more money coming out of pocket.
So I mean, I think if we wanted to, I could probably drop down to working part-time, and we could still do this.
Yeah.
Which is up in the air.
Yeah, we haven't fully decided what the plan is once Corona passes. Right now, we're just trying to get through Corona.
Like everyone else.
Yeah, this is a mess. But again, a lot of things are still up in the air. A lot of things you do on the fly. We decide day by day what we're going to do, especially right now with him out of work. It's like, okay, we can't, and that's been the other thing is you can't stay inside all the time. It doesn't work. It really does not work. We've had days where it just poured and poured and poured, and we were stuck inside all day because there's nowhere to go.
It's not a 1,400 square foot house.
No, there's 156 square foot, and that includes the 2 bunk-ins. And we have 1 bunk-in that is nothing but storage. We have a little couch and we have a little dinette. It's staying inside all the time isn't an option. So we end up sitting outside a lot. But again, we can't go anywhere. We're stuck. So it's right now was not the best time to start going full time, but I'm glad we did.
I don't regret it for a second.
No.
The freedom that it has given us a taste of has already got us, it's already got us hooked.
Yeah.
I mean...
Oh, the other thing we get asked a lot about is our mattress. There's a
Okay.
lot of questions
Okay.
about our
Yeah.
mattresses. He's had back surgery. We're both not in the best of shape. This mattress is amazing. It's from rvmattress.com. It fits perfectly in here. It's called an RV King. And I would say it's almost just as comfortable as the bed we had in the house.
I think it's a 6-inch.
Yeah, I think we got a 6-inch. We did not do the tissue box test where you put a tissue box on the bed and then you collapse it to see how much room you had. I just went for a 6-inch. I wanted a thick bed, and we got lucky and it worked. But this bed is just as comfortable as the bed we had at the house.
Yeah, absolutely.
We did put foam tiles underneath it to help soften it, and I do notice a difference with that. But this mattress is amazing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we really get questions about. We do have pop-up gizmos on the bunk ends to help keep heat out and in, depending on the weather, which it's Tennessee. It changes every 5 minutes. What else do we have? Blankets. We use a duvet and sheets. We live in here. We didn't want to be in sleeping bags all the time. Right now we are doing laundry at our family member's house.
Again, I'm not going to go to a laundromat while the coronavirus is going on.
It's not worth the risk. It's really not.
And
So,
to be completely honest with you, my mom wasn't going to let me do it anyways.
yeah. So, because we're staying on his mom's property. But it's just, right now it's easier and safer to just do laundry there. When we're on the road, it'll be a little different. That's the other thing that's changed. We've really condensed what we wear. We wear the same clothes. It's one of those, if you only wore it for an hour, wear it again. Because you don't have the ability to go start a load of laundry every 5 minutes. We've really condensed down to about a laundry hamper and a half.
Which is another reason we're going to be doing a purge soon.
Yes.
Because we still have way too much stuff.
Yeah, we still have a drawer full of clothes that we never wear. That we were like, oh no, we need those, we need these. Now, part of it too is right now we're in between cold weather and warm weather. So we've got both wardrobes in here, but we still need to condense. I have 10 pairs of leggings. I've worn 2. I'll probably keep some of them in our tiny home so I can rotate them out if I get holes that I can't repair. But for the most part, we wear the same clothes. It's, you wash them, you wear them again. And when we're on the road, it's going to be, you wash them in some water. This isn't glamorous. But the freedom it gives you is worth it.
I get asked all the time, how, by some of the family members, friends, why would you do it?
That has been a popular question. Why do you do it? How do you do it?
We showed this place to my niece and nephew.
Oh, that was funny.
They were just like, oh, I couldn't do this.
Yeah, our niece literally walked inside and went, there's no way. I like my space. Our nephew went, maybe if I was by myself. People don't understand how us as a couple that are not average sized. We're both very tall. We're both on the larger size. But we make it work. We've had days, let's be honest, we've had days where we fight. But it's one of those, one of us will walk outside, one of us sits inside, we take 5 minutes, we come back, and we talk. But this life is just...
It's about as stress-free as you can get.
Yeah. I mean...
In my opinion.
Yeah, again, there are stressors. Right now, we have the advantage we're not traveling, so we're not worried about the car breaking down. We're not worried about a blowout because we can't move. We're stuck. But I think the stresses that this lifestyle causes are nowhere near as extreme as a normal life. That was the other thing we got asked a lot. Well, what about what's normal? Nothing about us is normal. Nothing about us is normal. I think
a common thing is, well, what are you going to do in 20 years?
Don't know.
Probably the same thing.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Our relationship is not normal. Our marriage is not normal. We don't have to work at our marriage like some people do. We're very blessed with our marriage. You know, we're very blessed with the freedom we have. We're very blessed with the family we have and the support system we have, you know, and you guys. But it's still our life, and we still want to live it our way. You know, I think the one thing I am most excited about the solar is being able to cut your hair. You know, you see all these van lifers and travel vloggers and everybody who the guys grow really long hair. I get it. It's a pain in the butt.
I don't do long hair.
He will not be one of those at all.
I've worked in law enforcement for too long.
The facial hair is enough.
I've always had a beard, probably always will. But this is about as long as my hair has ever been.
It's a mess. When he wakes up with a bad hair day, there's a problem. That's the way we look at it. Mm-hmm. So I am excited to see. I don't want to give away too much about our solar stuff. We'll do that when it all comes in.
We'll do a big unveil, and
yes,
we'll give you. We'll go into detail about why we got what, and
where we got it,
why, where, and the reason that we didn't go bigger or smaller. Mm-hmm. Because you'll see some of the other people with. I mean, we got the Goal Zero.
Yeah, we did get a Goal Zero.
But all the van lifers that I've seen, they've went with a bigger one
than what we're going with.
But you know, we have reasons for it.
Yeah, and we'll do an entire video on that. So look for that coming. Like I said, our stuff should be here within about 30 days. That's hopefully the goal. But our next thing, I think we're still trying to figure out, especially while we're stationary, is our outside setup. We're still struggling with the outside setup and how we want to do it. Mm-hmm. Because we don't have an awning. Pop-Up did not come with an awning, and I don't know if I want to spend $200 on one.
I don't know if an awning wouldn't fit right here where we're at anyways.
No, it wouldn't. We're wedged in pretty tight in order to make this work right now. But I don't know if I want to spend $200 on an awning.
But bright side, if you're going to be quarantined, it's nice to be in a fenced-in yard.
Yeah, that is very nice. And it's a privacy fence at that.
Yeah,
So, it's not like people can see in. And we do have a hot tub right now.
That's pretty nice.
That is kind of nice. So, but I think that's about it for the rambling tonight. What about you?
I'm sure they're tired of it.
Yeah, they probably clicked off by now. If you made it this far, thank you. Be sure to subscribe, like our video, follow us on Instagram, and until next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.